Folks, watch out for the cliffs when driving on mountain passes during the rainy season. Don't let your guard down. Rocks could fall at any time. The destructive power of nature was just captured in a terrifying moment. Under the immense pressure of the churning, murky floodwaters, the bridge foundation was severely eroded. The entire massive span was torn apart, snapped in two, and completely collapsed into the raging waters in just a few short seconds. This serves as a stark warning about the safety of transport infrastructure during the storm and flood season.
Analyzing the slope of this area, it is clearly mountainous terrain with unstable soil structure. When a landslide occurs, the flow pressure creates a destructive force that the elderly and children can hardly withstand. Looking at where the old woman is standing, her chances of survival are a difficult equation that deeply concerns me. I hope for a technical miracle or timely rescue. May God bless her.
Is this a sudden disaster or a deliberate but high-risk demolition plan? The presence of authorities raises a major red flag. If this were a professional demolition process, why was the massive signage not removed before the entire concrete block collapsed like a row of dominoes? There were 4 or 5 consecutive massive explosions, sounding like gas cylinders or fuel tanks blowing up. Each blast sent a plume of fire and thick black smoke into the air, with debris scattering in all directions. It breaks my heart to see the house collapsed. Behind those ruins are so many memories and hopes of a family. So heartbreaking. Homes, possessions, and even memories. Everything can vanish after just one violent wave. Nature gives us everything, but it can also take it all away in the blink of an eye.
Looking at the fierce pace at which the current is eroding the riverbank, those houses above are undoubtedly in extremely dangerous territory. My heart truly goes out to the families living right on the water's edge, where the terrifying power of nature could swallow a lifetime of hard work at any moment. It is very fortunate that the disaster struck in the morning. Had it been at night, detecting the danger in time to evacuate would have been incredibly difficult. Regardless, I pray they find peace of mind soon. Property may be lost, but as long as lives are spared, there is always a chance to rebuild everything. A heart-stopping moment as a man attempts to rescue a woman, only for the terrifying force of the wind gusts to knock him down instantly. It was fortunate that he chose to stay low and crawl. Had he stood upright, the tumbling fall could have resulted in a life-threatening traumatic brain injury. While such courage is commendable, remember, do not risk your life if you lack the physical strength and stability to withstand the wrath of nature.
Lightning-fast reflections saved their lives. The group of guests leapt from their seats the moment they heard a strange noise. When danger strikes, instinct is the best guide. Mistakes or negligence will cost lives. Look at this steel coil tearing through every layer of protection to crush the truck cabin. This is an extremely dangerous situation arising from unsecured cargo. Don't let a moment of carelessness turn into a horrific moment on the road. the phenomenon of mudslides occurring at extreme velocities. This terrifying power can crush even the most robust infrastructure. Government workers should proactively cut down large trees before the storm season to avoid these dangerous disasters. Ancient trees should not be planted near houses because they can fall at any time.
Never toy with death. These people were far too reckless by failing to check the weather before their trip. The waterspout erupted and shattered the peace, proving the uncontrollable power of the ocean. Don't let yourself be swept out to sea simply due to a lack of awareness. Be a wise traveler by checking the weather forecast before every journey. How can they remain so incredibly calm when danger is looming right behind them? Is this true courage or just a forced act of strength for the cameras? Don't let blind confidence deceive you, for in terrifying moments like these, a single second of carelessness is enough to pay a heavy price. Look, regularly checking the tires and load capacity of these giant trucks is extremely important to avoid unintended accidents. The water has risen above head height, turning the entire residential area into a vast sea. If it reaches the rooftops, it will be a horrific catastrophe as there will be no way out. We can only hope the rescue teams arrive in time to snatch lives from the jaws of death. The power of nature is terrifying when waves overflow the shore. Absolutely do not stand near the embankment area in these extreme weather conditions. Don't let this image fool you. In just a moment, it will develop into a waterspout with devastating power and extreme danger. Report this to the authorities immediately so they can issue a timely warning and help boats in the area evacuate quickly. When your vision is engulfed by whiteout rain, immediately reduce your speed and observe closely to avoid violent collisions. Even in daylight, turning on your headlights is vital, providing a life-saving signal that helps the vehicle ahead recognize you more easily. The terrifying power of the floodwaters has completely submerged the first floors, turning houses into isolated islands amidst the raging torrent. Dozens of people are stranded, forced to cling to upper floors while waiting for rescue teams in utter helplessness. Do not In the midst of the raging storm, this man is caught in a cruel predicament. Staying put means death lurks beneath the ancient trees that could crash down at any moment. Yet flooring the accelerator into this blinding visibility is nothing short of a life or death gamble. Many people are asking if this is a formation of migratory birds, but looking at the way it slithers like a dark monster, it doesn't quite look like that to me. Leave your thoughts in the comments below so we can decode this strange sight together. Do you see that group of people standing right at the base of the cliff? Look, tons of earth and rock are collapsing with incredible force, just a few feet away from them. I am truly concerned that if that barrier system fails to withstand the terrifying pressure of the flow, they could all be swept away in an instant. It is astonishing to see the calmness of these tourists, while a tornado with terrifying winds could swallow everything at any moment. Do not let curiosity turn into a gamble with your life. Always stay vigilant and seek safe shelter immediately. If this was a planned demolition, why did the construction team gamble with the lives of passers-by like that? In your opinion, was this an unexpected accident or an act of condemnable negligence? Leave your comments below. The sharp bend at the foot of the slope stripped the truck of all its momentum for the climb, leading to an extremely dangerous situation. Was the driver perhaps too overconfident in not choosing the longer but safer route? I've watched so many videos of sponges but have never actually touched one in real life. I wonder if it feels as interesting as it looks. I'd love to know what it's like for you to touch these fluffy-looking sponges. Is there any hidden danger inside them? In your opinion, what kind of hazardous material or chemical could trigger an incident this severe and horrific? Was it a gas leak or an industrial dust explosion? Share your thoughts and analysis in the comments below. Don't forget to follow us for the latest updates from our channel. Watching that white car shaking violently is enough to understand that the storm's force is tearing everything apart. That is why we need houses with solid brick walls to withstand the fury of nature. Never gamble with your life by using cheap materials with low durability. The truck braked hard and flipped onto its side to avoid a head-on collision with a car that had stalled in the middle of the road. It was a heart-stopping moment as the massive steel frame skidded along. This could be the moment that marks the end of an illustrious business empire, unfolding in the public eye before a crowd of professional photographers and videographers. When nature is enraged, even the most solid structures are but toys. We must learn to respect the power of the earth. It's hard to understand why these people were so irresponsible with their own lives, standing so close to such a dangerous situation. Without life jackets, those violent waves could have easily swept them out to sea in an instant. They had to flee in terror in what was truly a life or death race against nature. This wildfire is massive and extremely dangerous, ready to engulf everything in its path if strong winds pick up. To protect yourself and the community, please camp responsibly and ensure your campfire is completely extinguished before leaving. Don't let a moment of carelessness turn into an irreversible disaster. Heart-stopping moment as the fire devours the apartment, creating immense force capable of warping steel reinforcement and causing the upper floors to collapse at any moment. Do not stand at the foot of the building to watch, as falling debris is a deadly scythe. Prioritize a safe escape. What a heart-stopping moment watching this. It brought a lump to my throat and reminded me of an old friend who passed away forever in a similar accident. Every time I think of him, I still feel a wave of emotion and heartache. I hope he is at peace and smiling in the afterlife. When I was a kid, whenever the sky shook with thunder and lightning, the neighborhood children would gather to scare each other with ghost stories. We were both terrified and thrilled, screaming with carefree abandon. But as an adult, seeing this terrifying power, I only feel anxiety. Heavy rain makes the commute home a struggle, and I feel for those working outdoors who are put in danger by the violent weather. This scene serves as a reminder to everyone. Please report to the authorities immediately if you see electrical wires short-circuiting like in this video. In an era where artificial intelligence is creating countless visually stunning but unreal videos, is this a genuine phenomenon or just a flawless product of AI? I am completely unable to distinguish between fact and fiction before this rare, enchanting moment. With only a few seconds left, our video is coming to an end. I would be truly grateful if you could subscribe to the channel. Every like or comment is an invaluable source of encouragement that motivates our team to keep producing. To be honest, my colleagues and I are going through a difficult financial period, so your support is a lifeline for us right now. Please leave a comment about your favorite moment. Thank you for always standing by us and for your understanding.